Hey everybody and happy September. This week I spent a lot of time harvesting tomatoes, cucumbers, and zucchinis. Those are really just coming in prolifically this time of year. I also pulled out a bunch of the beets, although I did leave quite a few in and harvested those. And here you see kind of what I pulled out on this one day, the lemon cucumbers and stuff. But I had to include this. It doesn't have anything to do with gardening, but Elliot running around the backfield just makes me chuckle, and she got very excited this week, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that later. But here she is just running around chasing the goats. Oh my gosh, it's the funniest thing ever. I just love it. It's terrorizing to the goats, but it's funny for us. But picked tons of blackberries this week. I also made a bunch of relish, both pickle, dill pickle, and sweet relish. And again, this is like every other day I get this many cucumbers and tomatoes and stuff out of the garden, so it's a very prolific time, which is great. But I'll just kind of walk you through the garden. There you see some cabbages that are growing in and some other baby things that are growing in. There's a kale there, some sunflowers. This is kind of a potpourri row for me right now. Some baby lettuces coming in that I'll harvest soon, and my beets that I'm overwintering to try to produce seed stock. We'll see how that goes. These are my peas that I put in the ground. I didn't put very many vines in, and they're kind of doing okay, but there's bugs eating them, so I might need to cover them. And you see my corn there in the background. This is my prolific cucumber area. Oh my gosh, so many cucumbers, which is exciting. And speaking of seed stock, I'm trying to collect a bunch of seeds. So that's my basil that I'm letting to go to seed, and some other basil as it's growing back that I've cut down. And here are my jalapeno peppers, which are producing peppers, which I'm very excited about. And you can see that I've got some huge zucchini plants, so they're doing great. And in the background, you see some beets, more of my stuff there. And then my beans, I'm actually not harvesting anymore. I'm just going to let them develop into dried beans. So I'll let them just kind of dry out on the vine. And here is kind of a long, slow look at my tomato vine wall, if you will. Lots of tomatoes coming in, lots of different varieties. I had some leftover seeds, so I just kind of planted out the rest of those. You got some little cherry tomatoes there and some bigger stew kind of tomatoes and slicing tomatoes. And I have a cauliflower, which is matured, and this is the cauliflower that I'm letting go to seed. I've never tried this before, but again, as we're talking about letting seed stock happen, I'm excited about that. And my raspberries look like they're actually going to produce fruit. I'm very excited for a fall harvest. We'll see if it works. I've talked a lot about my grape, but not really gotten close to it. But I did plant a couple grapes, and they're doing okay. I do have a very mature grape, which you see here in the yard, and it's doing well. And lastly, my plums are ready to harvest. I harvested those. And here's some seed stock from the lettuces I'm letting go. But the reason Elliot was so excited and what I wanted to share with you guys is we adopted 5 more animals this week, 3 sheep and 2 goats, and I thought I would just leave you with a look at those.